All right. I'm just getting this together. I need to move my computer so I can see what's going on in real time. All right, is that better? Yep. So we are just gonna get this out of the way. What the hell? Oh, that's light on the floor. I have to get this travel time up. So I figured, why not just do it live? You know? You got nothing else going on. So we gotta put legs on it. What else we gotta do? Everything. I had to get head bolts for it today. I didn't have any head bolts for some odd reason. These are my Gulfstream legs. Where's more leg bolts? Feet. Wrench. I could use a wrench. 2. Where? Thought I had. Oh, here they go. Need 2 more leg bolts. Here we go. I get 2 people watching me. As you can see, Little Chief is gone, which is good. It's back to its owner's house. So this is going to be the next game I'm working on. This is mine, but I sold it. I just got to put this down somewhere so I can get at the wrench. So I can get the legs on. So I did paint legs for this game. I actually got the orange. I kind of color matched it a little bit. Well, not really. I kind of found a can of what do you call it? Spray paint it. Looked really super good. I have to get my what do you call it? My thread tool thing for chasing threads. That one seems too tight. Turn the light on. Like I said, I'm just putting this together. So this thing, use that to chase out the threads. You just put that one in and it just feels ultra crappy. Yeah, I can feel it. So you just take this and you thread it in. Yeah, it just cleans up the threads. The threads are kind of crappy or messed up. This will straighten them out and help correct them. Plus then it makes the bolts go in really super nice. So, what's everyone doing today besides watching me? Still was a little tight getting that one in, but now it spins real super easy. Yeah, I don't have any feet on adjusters. So you can thread the bolt in almost all the way by your hand when you chase the threads. Hey, what's up? The Norma. Hey, what's up? I am also doing a giveaway on my YouTube channel if you're a subscriber. If you go to the Midwest Gaming Classic. If you go to the Midwest Gaming Classic in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in 2023, I'm giving one of my subscribers $100. Let me see if I can find the link for you. Here it is. I'm going to leave this up for a while, actually. Copy. Oh, come on, chat. I'm still here. I'm just waiting for my chat. Oh, my chat, there it goes. Okay, let me type on it. Okay, it doesn't want to let me do anything. I'll just go on my laptop then. Here we go. Yay, travel time. Yeah, just getting it ready. Why can't I type on here? Which is weird. Okay, I'll type on my laptop. Let me get a new window open on my laptop. For some reason I can't live chat. I can't add on OBS for some weird reason. Here we go. Copy. And here. Paste. There we go. There's a link for it, and I don't know why I can't chat on my one program, but I got that link on there. You should be able to click it, I hope. No, you can't. But anyways, let me turn this up a little bit. Go to my YouTube channel and just click videos. You know, will be one of the top videos. But you should be able to take that link I just chatted under my other account. Next time, you should be able to just copy and paste that up into your browser and get into there. But these are not the legs for this game. These are my Gulfstream legs. The legs I have are orange like the paint that's on here, and they're in the garage still drying. So these threads aren't too bad. They're pretty decent. Nice space shuttle, yeah. I wish it worked. I have some weird resetting issue that's driving me nuts. I had it before and it like went away and it came back. But it works. It's never been reliable. So I think the power board needs a little work. I'm gonna it happened more after I took the MPU out. So I'm thinking what I just really need to do is just go in there and repin the MPU connectors and repin the connectors on the driver, the power board. And just start with the easiest. I'll probably pull the MPU back out and what do you call it? Check the solder joints on that. Just eliminate things and just work backwards. And new legs going on my what do you call it? Are the screws down tight? Yes, they are. I actually added all the screws to it. It was missing a bunch. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put another ground mount on the MPU. I seen Chris Hibler do it. I need to find out exactly how to say his name. I seen him do it where he took a one Molex connector and scraped off a little of the traces on the board where the ground goes and soldered one Molex connector to that, and then took one and soldered it to the another board and just used a jumper, so you're guaranteed a really good connection. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far. I was thinking about it, but how it resets is like let me see if I can do it. It is exactly like the tilt, the slam tilt. That's what it does. It does the exact thing like a slam like the coin door. You used to be playing a real kick-ass game and getting all these good points, and it just resets like that. I know it's not the NVRAM. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's something. It's not the NVRAM because it used to do it occasionally before I even put the NVRAM in it. And before I put the caps on the board, that's another reason why I put the caps on the board, was because I was having these odd reset issues every now and again. Alright, let's put some feet on there. Where did I put them? Right here. So yeah, I was having those weird reset issues once in a great while. So yeah, I'm just going to check all the grounds for the board and everything. I'm going to go through all the obvious stuff before I rebuild the power board. So that's like the last thing I want to do, is rebuild it. So it looks like it's been rebuilt very recently. So it's got like all new caps on it and everything. But then my next thing is, well, maybe you need to look at the caps and make sure they're the correct ones in there. Because as you know, and I know, not everybody rebuilds everything exactly the same. Oh my God, is everything heavy? Everybody rebuilds everything a little different. So again, I'm just chasing all the screws, the threads. don't normally do this, but I should do it more often. It just makes all the leg bolts and head bolts go in so much easier. Just chasing all the threads. Well, that's loose in there. There's a flashlight. Oh, that ain't bad. The plate here is loose. There we go. But I just pop out one of the nails and I'll throw a screw into it. I had a headache. Don't know why. That means I'll sleep good tonight. Usually whenever I get a headache like this, I think it's like a baby migraine. But whenever I get them, I always sleep like a baby at night. I wake up just feeling so energized and relaxed. Don't understand it, but is this one loose too? Yeah, both are loose. Jeez. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that one really super loose. There we go. Now that I got it super loose, when I get the cabinet up, I can pull the nail out really super easy and put a screw in it. Because what it is, it's just a metal plate that is nailed to the cabinet, and that holds the screw plate down for the legs. That's all it does. But since it's loose, now that I got it even more loose, once I tighten the legs down, I can pull the nail out one of the nails out really easy and put a leg in it, a bolt in it. And the bottom one, it's really loose. So I gotta pull the Playfield out yet. Bottom one was the loose one. Come on. What do I got to bang on it? There. I felt that. Yep. Perfect. Got the nail almost out on that one. That's nice and loose. Legs. Of course, they're way over here. So yeah, I got custom legs for this one. One big reason why I got custom legs for it, because as you can see, I have a stack of pinball machines here, and for a while I had sold a bunch of them, and when I had sold them, I have all these boxes of I have a bucket actually of legs over here. When I had sold them, I had seen I had all these extra legs, so I was asking people, I said, I got some really nice, good used legs if you're interested in putting better legs on your machines. So everybody said yes. And then when it was time to put my machines together, I realized I sold them my good legs. So now I have no good legs left for my machines. And this was my machine. Well, it still is until I deliver it. So I had no good legs left. So when I sold this one, I told them, like, hey, I just got crappy legs left. I said, but what I can do is for free, I will clean them up and paint them and color match them to the machine. Yes, I'm retapping the plates. Dave, yeah, the jump thing isn't working. I tried to fix it. I wish it worked. And these bolts are the wrong ones. The jump thing is awesome. So yeah, I'm re-tapping all the plates. And I'm using stern leg nuts on the back. The reason why, for this game, when I got it years ago, I got this game like a year and a half, 3 years ago, something like that. I have no idea where any of the hardware is for it. I don't know where any of the leg hardware is, the head hardware. So I'm using all my spare stuff right now to put the game together. And I took a pair of my other leg bolts that I had that were really super awesome, and those got painted with the legs. So the leg bolts and I didn't put it damn leg bolt in there. So it all matches. So yeah, these are all just spare bolts I've been using while I work on people's games where the legs are painted. Or when I first work on their games and I'm cleaning their original legs. So this is like my spare hardware. But these are the ones that go on my Gulfstream. I'm not leveling this game or nothing right now either, because it's not finished. The head is finished, and relay / motorboard is almost finished. Speaking of finished, I gotta finish fixing this. So I might as well fix this right in front of you. This is my, what do you call it? My wire strippers. The pin in the lock ring disappeared. Don't know where they went to. So today I went to the hardware store. I bought a screw and 2 little nuts, and then I'm fixing it. There you go. And there's 2 nuts right there. Because this was working like total crap, and I couldn't figure it out till I bought a new wire stripper and realized this whole nut was gone, so it just worked like crap. So now, hopefully it will work a lot better than it was working. But this is like a wonder tool for pinball legs and everything. I've had really jacked up legs where the bolt went in real tight the whole time. And this just makes everything nicer. I feel confident now when I put the bolts in that they're not going to strip. And these nuts that are all the leg nuts, bolts that are on here, I have also retapped them. I got a die for them, and I ran all those through a die. So once I put this all back together, it's just going to be like butter. These are really super nice to begin with right here. So but yeah, I figured I had to do this, so why not just go live? I can chat with a couple people. Maybe somebody want to ask questions about this game. So this is a 73 Williams travel time. What is neat about this game, you don't have a set number of balls. What you are doing is you have a clock on the playfield, which is right here. Here's the clock. And you can stop the clock and start the clock. And I think you can add time also. I'm not sure. But anyways, so you could get like 50, 60 balls on this game if you really were good at it. You can just like stop the clock, and then when you drain and then get back up in there, you know, you can just keep draining like crazy and keep all the balls. All right, got my magic sliders. All right. Those on. Love these things. I could never get them on good either. Hold on. There. That's why I like magic sliders. Alright, can't do that with a regular pinball machine without tearing up your carpet. Put some oil on there. Put the head on. No, I don't have the cord to pull through. The cord is on the board, which is right there. I went and bought 6 more of these today. These can go in here. Bought 6 more because I don't know where the original ones went for this. So, got new ones. I imagine I'll find them somewhere in the house eventually. But for right now, it's probably going to stay with these brand new ones. And then I got to change the wrench again. Oh no. But the head is finished. That's what's nice about this. It's finished and it's light. That's why I spun it around so you could see it. Look at that, see? And then they go in like butter. Normally before you put the head on. Hey, what's up, Carrie? Thanks for stopping in. This is like your very, very, very first time I've ever seen you pop in on a chat. Thanks. Where did I put my wrench now? Right here. Let me get back up. Middle pop game. No. It's got 3 pop bumpers on top. It's got a lock that's between the flippers. As soon as I get it flipped around, I'll show you. But the head, this head has completely been redone. It's fully redone. I went through every single thing in here. The only thing I need to do, oh no, I did it already. I just took the wires off of here on the coin unit, and I just soldered them both onto one lug, since I will show you the door and you'll understand why I did that. But yeah, this has all been fully good thing, fully rebuilt. There. So I pull out all the score reels and I completely clean the score reels, all the little pieces that are inside of them, all the levers, linkage, go through that. They all get new coil sleeves. The coils all get tested. So when I rebuild a game, I fully rebuild. A lot of people are like, okay, the score reels work. No, when I sell a refurbished game, every mech, every relay, everything's been rebuilt. I usually won't rebuild coin units because all the games are set to free play, so there's really not any reason ever to rebuild the coin units. But everything else has been rebuilt on here. I still have to do the playfield. Playfield I have not touched, but I will show you the playfield when we get it spun around. This game will also be LED'd. That's what the customer wanted, so it will get a full LED treatment. But yeah, I got that board out, so we don't have no cord to deal with right now. I gotta tag that door too, so I know it's the travel time door. But here's another reason why it's on free play. If you notice that door, there's nothing on it. A lot of vendors, when they would retire their games, that's what they would do. They would completely gut the door. Yeah, Carrie, I got the motor board out, which is right here. I take these out of the game. They're so much easier to work on when you put them on a workbench. You know, you can get everything in there and repair it. And it's got a brand new cord on right now. These are just so much easier to work on outside of the game. But anyways, back to this. A lot of vendors, at least in our area, not a lot, but there was enough, where when they would sell these games to the public, they would gut the doors like this. Fully gut the doors. So this game would never be able to accept quarters again unless you knew what you were doing and bought all the extra parts to rebuild the door. So let's get to the playfield. The lock bar out. Put that over there. So yeah, the last thing I have to do on this game is rebuild the playfield. Take the playfield completely out. Strip it down to just the wood. And we will go through and rebuild it completely. So let's get to the playfield. As you can see, there's a it's like a saucer almost. It's got a switch and a kicker. So the ball would land in here, hit a switch, and then be kicked back out, which is kind of cool. And then you got your flippers. You have a little bit of area right here where the ball can get through, and then of course, when you got your flipper up, you have so much depth right there, which is crazy. But then you got a saucer here that's going to kick it this way. I can see that's the way it's set. It will kick it that way. You get 3 lanes up here that it has to go through. We get a broken switch here. That's screws probably fell out. Yeah, screws fell out. 3 pop bumpers. It's not like Spanish eyes. It's kind of like Spanish eyes where everything is so tight up here. But Spanish eyes, you'd normally have that pop bumper down here, which is kind of, yeah. I enjoy watching what you do to your all your solid state games. I watch you all the time, and I always see you're like, yeah, you're not the big EM guy, but yeah, I'm not really big into solid states. I'm getting in there. I'm doing more and more. I got a Mata Hari coming soon in 2 weeks. That's mine. And then I got Space Shuttle. And I got my Comet. My Beatles, I bought Beatles brand new. And I got a Gottlieb Victory. And that's how easy for me to see what everybody's saying. But then I got my Gulfstream there. There's a Captain Card right there. And there's Whirlwind, and that belongs to the Midwest Gaming Classic. So I do work for them. And that one will be getting a whole brand new Playfield slot. So this one, as you can see, boards out. What we have here too is some hackery. See if I can get a little closer without pulling the cord out. Right here. I don't know why they did this. Here's the power switch. It's just laying there. And they put a nut and bolt inside there. It goes just about far enough. So what I'm going to have to do is take these wires, lengthen them just a little bit, or well, actually I can just pull it right through here. Put the power switch back there. Chime box. I have never seen one this destroyed before. We have one bar on it, a partial bar, and then no bar. I have never seen one like that. So somebody just beat the crap out of this game. I mean, just totally beat the crap out of it and played it till it went dead. Here's the magic of the time travel. This is the clock unit. It's a stepper that basically is going to count down, and then once it gets down to 0, once you drain your ball, game is over. But what's neat about it, you can adjust your minutes just by pulling out the jumper and sticking it in a different slot, which is pretty cool. So I imagine when I deliver this, I'll probably have it on the highest setting so they can play it the most and the longest. Oh yeah, and there's that switch. Screws fell out on it. But yeah, I will be going through everything. It will need a flipper rebuild. Oh yeah, these flippers are toast. Let me get a tighten on here. Flipper right there. These flippers are toast. There's so much slop in that linkage right there. We get flipper rebuild. We rebuild all the mechs. These will all come apart. Get all new coil sleeves. Degreased because they probably got dry oil on them from somebody over the years not knowing what to do because they're not working right. And then they spray them with oil. This one is a pretty cool machine because it's got a billion relays on it. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 on one side. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 stacks of relays. Just on the playfield, I have to go through and go through every single one of these leafs, which is right here. I have to go through every single one of these, clean every contact, and then make sure everyone opens and closes correctly. I can already see, just on this one, I got 2 that aren't even closing correctly. Because the switches, they need to have this wipe to them. So when they're open, like this, and when they close, it closes and it will push the other switch. So it gets that wipe. Well, maybe more like that. It'll get that wipe, and when it gets that wipe like that, is when the switch self-cleans itself. Right now it's just doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up an arc there, and eventually you're going to lose contact. And that's what it looks like it has done, where it's just, when I move the switch, it's just touching. And one of them's not even hardly touching at all. But when that leaf hits it, it needs to push it a little bit. So we get that wipe. And that's what these EMs love. If you get that wipe out of every single relay, when they move, this thing should be very error-free for, 10, 20 years easy. Easy. I got machines, my first machine that I sold back in 2019 is still working perfectly. No issues, no hiccups, no nothing, because you adjust all the switches so they get that wipe. Like I said, I go through all these coils and I make sure that they all ohm correctly. These rarely ever go dead. They rarely ever go dead. And when they do, it's usually because something here is sticking and these stayed energized and melted, which usually is the lock relay that is on the motor board, which I will show you. That usually goes to crap, because on EMs, that is the one that is always on, which is right here. This one is always on. Whenever you turn the game on, this one will click like that and it'll stay energized. This is what basically powers the machine. This is kind of like your on-off. Does this have the switch on the flipper? Yeah. On this flipper button right here, you can see it's got a dual stack of switches. On these older games, when you turn the power on, the games are dead until you hit this left flipper. When you hit that, it makes contact with the second stack and energizes this lock relay, and when that happens, that fires like that, and this will stay on exactly like that, pulled in until the power is turned off on the game. So this one I usually replace 99% of the time, because this gets old and crusty, and in the plastic bobbin part here, it usually gets cracked and just destroyed. Another thing everybody doesn't like doing is your score motor. This is basically like your MPU of a EM. These spin around, and as they do, there's all these little cogs that rise up and down and make all the switches open and close. When you have other things that are open and closed, like on your Playfield, and once this knows that those are closed, it sends power to other things for scoring and so forth, like all that. That's on an EM game. So it's basically, this is like your MPU, and some of these relays are kind of like your RAM, and it's kind of crazy. But I still have to clean this. I still have to go through the score motor. And basically this part of the board right here, I have to clean yet. These discs that are all here should all be white when I'm done. I have to pull all these switches out. I'll pull the 2 screws out and take this whole stack out, and then I'll clean every contact in there, and then I'll put it back on and readjust it so they both open and close, and then they get that little wipe to them. And then this is the Jones plug. This will plug into the head. The Playfield will plug into here, and then you got your power cord. But this, yeah, this is a travel time, Williams travel time. And this is why it takes me on average, my fastest one was 13 hours to rebuild, because I did a stopwatch on them, which I'll never do again. because on my 1976 Grand Prix, and Carrie, if you're still here, that 76 Grand Prix is the video spoof that I made of your channel. So that one, I have actually about 40 hours of refurbishing on. So after that game, I stopped doing the time watch, stopwatch. I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to know how many more hours I put in these machines. This one's going to get a minimum of 13 to 15 hours minimum on rebuilding it. This one I'm going to guess is probably going to be closer to 20-hour refurbish, just due to all the stacks here. And I know I'm going to be going back through them after the game is started up and working. I know some of these are going to be errors. Total errors. No, I do not use any contact cleaner. Never use that on an EM. Please, never use that. What I use is this to clean contacts. This is a cheap Harbor Freight Drill Master corded Dremel, but it's got an actual 443 Dremel drill bit. What I do is I get this and I just go right between all the contacts and clean them. And then after I'm done, then I go through and I readjust every single one. So this is basically just a really tight wire brush that you use to do that. Stay away from contact cleaners. You can start a fire easy on your game. You really have to make sure that everything is totally dry before even turning it back on. Otherwise, you gotta remember, this is all sparking. When these are going through, you're getting little sparks on everything. If you don't get rid of all the contact cleaner stuff, you're gonna get a poof. And a contact cleaner is really only gonna do so much on one of these games. These contacts most likely have never been cleaned in 40 something years. So what you need to do is really do a good final clean on them to get them clean again, like brand spanking new. So I use the Dremel, or I use 600 grit sandpaper, which I'll show you. I take a piece about this big and I fold it in half like this, so each side has sandpaper on it. And then I take it and I'll put it on in between a contact, like right here. I'll put it in between a contact and I'll just go up and down like that. That's how I do mostly Gottliebs, because these leaves are so hard to get in there. And you just go up and down several times like that and it will clean. Yes, the Dremel cleans a billion times better than any contact cleaner. And what is really good about the Dremel is on the end of all these contacts, these basically contacts are all like kind of like riveted to the leaf. And when you watch the Dremel clean it, you can, most of the time you can tell if these contacts are loose, because you'll actually see the little thing wiggle and vibrate and spin. Contact cleaner, you're never going to see that. And if they do spin, which I call them spinners, I'll take like a vice grips. Let me get one. Not going to really do too much on here because this is clean enough, and I got it adjusted perfect. I'll take it, I'll put the vice strips on the contact, and I'll take it and I'll squeeze it with the vice grips. What it does, it will smash the contact back flat and tight, but then you'll need to file the edge of it to make sure you don't get any damage from the vice grips on it. Or on the back of the contact, you can put a little flux on it and hit it with solder and put a blob of solder on it, and then that will keep it from spinning. But that's like the biggest problem with EMs is bad contacts is a lot of times people will go through the machines and clean them, and they'll be like, I went through and cleaned everything, I went through and adjusted everything, but I'm still having intermittent problems. If you use the Dremel and you watch it clean, a lot of times you will see a loose contact, and that is probably your issue right there, is the bad contact. It's loose, and that's, even though it's opening and closing perfect, it's that contact is loose, so you're getting a little arcing in there and you're not getting to do what it should be doing. So yeah, that's why I don't like any type of contact cleaner. I don't believe in them. I believe in old-fashioned sandpaper, or Dave from Dave's Arcade, which is up in chat here. He bought me that Dremel. I call it the buzzer. He bought me that, and I swear by that now. I use that for cleaning all my contacts, except for like on the Gottlieb ones that are just so short and they're hard to get in there. Then I still use the old-fashioned 600 grit sandpaper and just go in there and redo it. And then you really need a leaf tool. Really, really, really need a leaf tool to accurately adjust everything properly. You can use your fingers a little bit, but it's better with a tool. Had the silver cleaned off the stepper units. How do you re-silver the stepper units? What do you mean by the silver coming off of them? Are you talking about... Where's my flashlight? You talking about like here, these pads? Or, you know, some of them have like lines that come down. This is a different type. It's a stepper, but this one, it has just small contacts. Other ones you can see have like long arches that come out. But usually like these, I will clean with a green 3M scrubby pad. And I will polish them. Actually, I can show you real quick. Let's set that there. There shouldn't be any like silver on there. That should just be all like brass / copper contact. But what I'll do, I take these green scrubby pads and I cut them up in smaller pieces, and I'll just go and I'll clean it like this. Takes a little bit of what do you call it? Muscle, elbow grease. As you can see, these are all nice and shiny now. If I had a little towel, I can wipe it off. So you can see these are all nice and clean now compared to these. And then when I'm done, I take some super lube and I slather it up pretty good with the super lube, and then I'll take a clean towel like this and I'll rub it all off. And by doing that, it leaves an ultra thin coat of super lube on it, so this stays lubricated and protected the whole time. What do we got? Some have a printed board that have a silver plating that spider contacts. Well, okay, yeah, that's just a different color. You can use the same way like I just did it to clean it. What do I got in here? Oh, there's the glue. That's what that crunchy. Yeah, like on a head-on earlier, it has like longer paths. This has like little button rivet paths. The other ones have like longer ones. You can do the same thing. Use your scrubby pad and just, you know, rub it on there and clean it. You can even use this with metal polish. I've seen people do that too. But do not use sandpaper unless it's like damaged and got like hard groove or whatever, you should never ever need to sand these. You can use a cleaner like Brasso or any type of metal polish to clean these. But I like using this because this will shred away and turn into green powder all over, and you just vacuum it up. Some people will Dremel all these spots with the little 443 bit, which is okay, but man, there's a billion rivets on here you're going to be sitting there and cleaning. And you can see I cleaned a big groove right here just with this in a little bit of time. But some people will go and do every one of those. These are very thick. This is probably going to take 200 years, I would assume, before these wore out and went garbage. Same with like the Chicago coin boards that are in the score units. I mean the score reels and stuff like that. Using this, even on the Williams Bally, this is not going to damage them. It's safe. It's safe to use forever. My laptop is froze, so I have to keep going over. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, silver plating. Some had the silver plating color, and then some had the copper color. It depends what type of machine you're working on. But yeah, that's about it. So I have this assembled. So now I can set my sawhorses back up, and I'll finish this week, and I'll get it mounted back in the machine, and then we'll get the Playfield out, and I'll start working on the Playfield. But other than that, that's about it. So yeah, I still got a little bit of work right here, which is not going to take very long. But I couldn't put this back in until I got the machine up. Now I got the machine up. Now I can buzz through this real quick. One night I'll be done with this and I can get it back in the machine. And I got to clean out the machine too. A little work on inside the cabinet here. Get the machine button back up. And then I can start the new work on all the Playfield. Get all the lights and bulbs and all that fixed. Yes. My new flipper rebuild kit for this thing. Because this needs it. It needs it bad. So do we get any other questions? My laptop froze. Look where it froze. Can you believe that? That was a long time ago where it froze. But yeah, that's what I generally do to EMs. But I can't justify selling an EM to somebody unless I fully go through it. Unless I sell it to them as a project. I've done that once before. Just sold the machine. I bought it and I posted, look what I just got. And somebody's like, I need that. And I'm like, well, I didn't even start on it. He goes, no, I just want to buy the machine as is. So I sold it as is. But this game actually did work when I got it, except the score reels wouldn't reset. And I found out that the score reel leaves on the back were all out of whack. But it did work. Well, now it's really going to work beautifully. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. I have one of my own. So I got that one there. Travel time. And right there, another travel time. And that's my Flight 2000. I have two of them. Here's my jukebox. Oh, Funhouse. That's not my game. That's a customer game. But all right, I think that's about it. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that chimed in, popped in, new people, old people I've talked to before, friends. You're all family. You're all friends. But yeah, I am doing that giveaway on my YouTube channel. Let's see if I can get that up there again. Yeah, this thing's just frozen. What is making it freeze? I can see there's a little screen that's popped up on the back of my browser on my laptop, but I can't see what it is. But yeah, it's right there. That's what's making it freeze. Whatever that is. Probably the damn antivirus. Yeah, protect your digital life. No, remind me later. Probably what's freezing me up. You're probably what's froze my computer. The McAfee. Drives me nuts. So anyways, I can't post a link. But hey, Barricade, what's up? So go to Mark's Basement Arcade, and it should be one of the most recent videos. I think it will say Midwest Gaming Classic Week 1. I'm giving everybody a freebie on the entry. Just watch the video, and if you're going to the Midwest Gaming Classic, I'm giving one person $100 for popping in and winning and saying hi. It's my way of promoting the Midwest Gaming Classic and getting some more subscribers and more people to learn about EMs and solid states and DMDs. Like I said, Funhouse is getting a full refurbish at a Playfield. I'm going through rebuilding every mech, flippers, all that stuff. Getting a deep clean, getting rid of the ick. It's getting a full LED job. This was originally a TNT machine from umpteen years ago, and there are no LEDs in it right now, so you know it's got to be old if it's a TNT machine and it's not LED'd. That's where my customer bought this from TNT years ago. That's a Todd Tucky machine. So that's getting a refurbish. I have a box of Funhouse right here. I highly recommend getting totes like that for rebuilding. It is one of your best things to do for rebuilding. You get a tote and you just put everything in that one tote and you're happy. But yeah, if anybody wants to join in at that sweepstakes to win $100 if you're going to be at the Midwest Gaming Classic in 2023, go to Mark's Basement Arcade. For some reason, I cannot chat on my OBS with YouTube. I can chat on my computer, but my computer's froze, so I might as well just shut that off. Maybe it needs a reboot or something. Shut that off, and then we'll restart it later on, and I might restart it now and figure out what's wrong with it. But anyways, yeah. Everybody, thanks for chiming in. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I guess that's about it. So take care, everybody. Later. That's not the one. Where is it? Right there. That's not it either. I gotta do it by myself. With the button on the keyboard. Bye-bye, everybody.